Hi, my name is Andrei. I'm a second year MH computing student.
Hi, my name is Christina and I'm studying MH computing at Imperial. I'm a second year student.
Hello, I'm Peter and I'm studying in the second year of the BEng computing course at Imperial.
My name is Tiberiu Andrei Georgescu and I'm studying for a master's degree in computing. I am currently in my second year.
From Bulgaria.
And I'm from Romania.
I'm from Romania.
In my free time, I like playing basketball or reading.
In my spare time, I try to stay connected with my family and friends that live outside of London. I also work out and I do a bit of photography.
In my spare time, I enjoy playing with the zoo.
I enjoy reading books, either medieval fantasy or non-fictional, learning, doing sports, snowboarding in the winter, watching movies and going out with my friends.
Our project is called Wannabeez.
Wannabeez is an innovative approach of generating data in the field of pollinator research by making use of crowd data gathering. It is a two-part project. The first part, the app, is a location-based game that allows people to generate data by playing mini-games or completing challenges. Most of the important data will be generated by taking pictures of pollinators, mostly of bees. That is where the second part comes in. Each picture taken along with some metadata will be sent to a cloud distributed system to be stored and processed. Researchers can then access this data through a website by selecting the area they want to investigate. You will receive all pictures of pollinators that were taken in that area alongside relevant information, the time and date when it was taken, its geographical position, and what species of pollinator is present in that picture.
So we wanted to go for a project with some social impact, and a lot of the other teams went for projects along the lines of COVID, but we had an interest in sustainability and protecting ecosystems from human activity. And one particular group of ecosystems that are important are pollinator ecosystems. And it turned out that the team knew some people working in the space, so we ended up getting in touch with them, and that's how we got the project.
From technical point of view, the backend of Wannabeez is implemented mainly in Java and it's hosted on Microsoft Azure alongside with the PostgreSQL database. Our system is organized into multiple independently running services, such as the content server or the bureaucracy server. Each of those services is running on multiple Docker Swarm VMs so that we can load balance the requests that arrive at server side. Moving to the front end, we implemented it using Unity game engine, and for the research dashboard we used a bug template engine that runs in tandem with a containerized Node.js backend.
So here's how the work can benefit from our app. First, we created a fun mobile game that raises awareness about pollinator science among the people, and that is done via quizzes and interactive minigames. Then we have the scientists who lack pollinator-specific data, and that is because not enough is being generated at the moment. So for that we created a data hub, where all the bee images collected by the players are being stored, and the corresponding annotated data can be visualized by the researchers. So in this way, scientists have access and can analyze valuable data about the distribution of the bee colonies, as well as the different bee species.
We did have a couple of really useful conversations that often turned our initial assumptions on their heads, and this was really useful for the ideation phase because it meant that we were still at that part of the so it's important to work with organizations and of course it's important to note that researchers were only one stakeholder that engaged with
So we've collected our feedback in three main forms: live playtesting, surveys, and live usability testing. And then we've measured the rate of engagement in the number of minutes that people spend playing the game, noticing that the more gameplay and features we implemented, the more time people spent using it. And then we had the preliminary impact metrics round, in which we discovered that around 90% of our testers learned something new about pollinators while playing the game. And that showed us that the idea of short side games involving quizzes about pollinators was good, since this way the game could potentially have an educational effect over the people. And another thing was A/B testing, which we used while designing the UI and the UX. And that proved to be quite essential, since it showed us different people's reactions towards our concept art. And that's how, for instance, we switched from hand-drawn bees, which we initially planned to implement, to pixel art, since the latter produced better reactions among both our testers and our stakeholders.
This is the main interface of our game. You are the bee in the middle, which is not really a bee. The background lore is that you have been transported in time and space to a parallel universe filled with anthropomorphic sentient bees. Through the transportation, you've been merged with the race of the land and became a weird bee human with some color differences and currently no wings. You are surrounded by NPC bees. You can interact with them by tapping on them, and they will send you on different quests or games. But first, let us take a picture of this definitely real bee and send it to the data hub. We've received some stuff from the main game, and we can access the data by going on the data hub and selecting my region. And here it is, along with the relevant metadata. Now, because all this research is tedious stuff, let us have some fun by playing a minigame from the farmer bee. The purpose of this minigame is to pollinate all these flowers on the screen. Sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's harder, but every time we receive some more XP and cash. And there it is, a quick look at Wannabeez.
So we learned a lot from this project, and the fact that we had the cushiony world of Imperial around us was great for a learning experience. And we do plan to take the project further. However, we do also plan to throw away this prototype immediately. And that's because while we have used the prototype works and we have been able to learn from it, it's got so many mistakes and poor design choices that we just didn't have time to remove. So we do think that it's time to reflect on it and just start afresh. So we're planning now in the real world to make some smaller games, perhaps firstly in collaboration with some of our partner organisations who we brought on for this project, and narrowing down their scope greatly. Again, the DRP module was a fantastic opportunity to think big and learn from our mistakes, but the real world is slightly less forgiving. So hopefully some of these games will be released in the future with their accompanying publications describing insights we gained from them.
At the moment, I'm working as a database administrator intern at a logistics company in Bucharest.
I'm currently working as a grader for an American company called Art of Problem Solving, and me, alongside with TP and Peter, we're planning to continue working on this project so that we can launch it in the very near future.
So in the summer break, which starts once this project is over, I'm going to be working on some research projects in productive medicine, applying computational techniques to better understand certain procedures in modern IV ethics.
This summer I am not doing any internship, as I've done one last year. I intend to continue working on Wannabeez with the rest of my team, alongside the partners that we made ourselves throughout the DRP weeks. Also, there are several courses on Udemy on which I'm working right now to aid us in the game development and asset creation parts of the project, as well as some books about project management and distributed systems.
So I think that the online learning stuff is pretty smooth. It's not too different from regular learning. The only difference really is that there's less human contact, and that has some ramifications. For example, when we're trying to come up with ideas, it's always good to like have a whiteboard that everyone shares.
The DRP course went really well as an online course. I really appreciated the changes that were done to the lectures to make them more friendly for the at-home environment, like condensing specific parts of the course in short lectures and separate videos every week. I found this way to be much easier to follow and assimilate the information compared to monotone class recordings. Also, the online video reviews went quite smoothly. I can't imagine them going much better even if they were real-life reviews. Working remotely was sometimes a challenge. It's much easier to stay motivated when you are surrounded by other people working like you. Also, the schedules had to be synchronized between each other. For our team, being in quite close time zones, it went quite well. But for teams with members separated by more than a couple of hours, coordination might have been difficult.
I think online teaching went much more smoothly than I initially expected. In my view, lectures and tutorials were pretty close to the on-site experience, and I think we coordinated fairly well as a team. And overall, I think the module leaders did an excellent job in organizing and coordinating this entire new experience for everyone.